Hey guys, Angry Monkey here, and I've got a few things to talk about as far as pickups and stuff, because GameStop had a really big sale, and I got a couple other items as well. Plus, I went to TORG, the Ohio Retro Gaming Expo, this past weekend, and got some autographs and bought some cool stuff. So I'm going to talk about all that in this video, but I guess I'll start with the GameStop stuff first, just because it happened first, and I'd rather save the Torg stuff for last, because, I don't know, I thought the stuff was a little bit more interesting. But, anyway, first up, and this will probably upset some of you guys, but these will be unboxed, but for now I just haven't gotten around to opening them yet. But I got the Zelda and the Ganondorf amiibos that came out recently. These are amiibos for Tears of the Kingdom, of course. And, well, I love collecting amiibos, so I had to get those. I got them the day they came out, and I just haven't done anything with them yet. And GameStop had a 4 for $40 for games, $20 or less for pre-owned games. So I decided to take advantage of that sale. So I think I got some cool stuff here. So first I want to show off is the Pac-Man Museum. I saw Scott the Woz talk about this recently, and I really like how they have this game like set up and stuff, where you have Pac-Man, he's actually walking around the little museum playing the arcade games, and I guess if you get certain scores, then you can get like statues for your little arcade and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's just really neat how they had this set up. Now, it doesn't have like Miss Pac-Man, but it has obviously the original arcade games. It's got Pac-Land, and I don't even know what else. Pac-Man 256 and Pac-Man Battle Royale. So there's just a bunch of different Pac-Man variations, and it was a neat idea. So I'm like, sure, yeah, I'll get that. So I got that. I got Far Cry New Dawn on the Xbox One, and apparently if you would have gotten 4 games for under $10, they would have been like 4 for $20 instead of 4 for $40, but pretty much this was the only one that was under $10, but I was still excited to get it. Now, I learned yesterday that most of my Far Cry games I actually have on PlayStation, or at least Far Cry 3 and 4 I have on PS3, and then somehow I switched over to Xbox for Far Cry 5 and 6 and Primal. So I like to keep things consistent with the series, like consoles. So like, I don't know, I have Fallout I associate with like Xbox, but Elder Scrolls I associate with PlayStation, even though people say that like Skyrim is better on Xbox than it is on PlayStation or something. I don't know. But anyway, I was excited to get this as well. Another Xbox game I got was the Walking Dead Telltale Series Collection. Now, this doesn't have Season 2. Oh, it does. Okay, it doesn't have Final Season. That's what it is. So there's Season 1, Season 2, and 400 Days. So there's like 3 different games, and I believe it is all on here. I know that before you buy like the disc for episode 1, and then you got to download 2, 3, 4, and 5 or something. And from what I read, this should have all of that on the disc, which is preferred. I played a little bit of this like over a decade ago, and it seemed pretty cool. I wanted to get back to it, but like everything else, I think it'd be more fun to react to it on the channel, especially with something like this where it's basically like an animated comic book, interactive comic book, where you like choose like what you want your character to say and stuff. But I really love the art style. It's like a comic book art style. It's really cool. But I really enjoyed the story of the first like 2 episodes I think I played. Yeah. I got Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, which I don't really know much about this game and series. It's a fighting game, but it's like I I know there's a lot of, at least I watched a little bit of gameplay of it, and I know there was a little bit of like almost visual novel stuff before or in between the fight scenes, but it seems to be a fighting game, so sure. Anyway, I got that. I got a Call of Duty Cold War, which I have a lot of the Call of Duty games. I don't have this one until now, obviously. Now, this might have been during the era of PS5. Well, it says 2020. So this might have been on PS5 and PS4. But that's fine. I got on. Hey, it was really cheap. This was also part of that same sale as well, and a whole new Call of Duty campaign for me to play on the channel. At least that's the plan, anyway. I've only played Call of Duty 2 on the channel. I'd love to play through the other campaigns as well, and who knows, maybe play some of the multiplayer couch co-op or couch versus, because I don't do that online crap. But yeah, that's. I was also excited to get that one. Got Rayman Legends on PS4, and just a platformer. This was like Rayman's first game in like a long time, since like PS2 days. So like probably his first game in a decade, not counting the Raving Rabbids series on the Wii. Because I think the first one was like Rayman Raving Rabbids. I think it came out like 2006 or 7. But this was like Rayman's first game in a while. But I love the art style, like the animation, just the art style. It's like it's great. So I was really excited to get that one as well. I got Persona 5 Strikers, which I don't really know much about the Persona games. All I know is that's Joker. I know him because of Smash Brothers. So I don't really know too much about the series aside from that. But I'm interested in getting to know the series a little bit more. So if you guys want to see some gameplay of the Persona series, I got both Persona 5 Strikers and Royal. Now this one, the case is kind of beat up, so I'll get a replacement case for it, but I think everything else on it was fine. Just a beat up case. But yeah, I got 2 Persona games. So, like, just imagine all of this for $40 and all of this for $40. And with all the discounts and sales and all that stuff, oh yeah, I also got this the same day. Star Ocean, the Second Story R. And so with all the... And I think these came out at the same time. I think I got all this together, and all this cost me like $115 for 9 games and 2 amiibos. It was like an amazing like deal of the century kind of thing. At least to me it was. But yeah, this game, this is a remake from, I think it came out on the Genesis back in the day. I could be wrong on that. I know it's an old game, but they redid it, remastered it, and how they did it was really interesting. So the characters are still 2D, like pixel art and stuff, but they would have a background like this, and it was just beautiful to look at. So real excited to add that to the collection as well. So this was my GameStop purchase, and as you can see, I got some really cool stuff. But I'm only halfway through the stuff because I want to talk about TORG real quick. The Ohio Retro Gaming Expo happens early, mid-November every year. Last year was the first time I went to it. This is the second year, obviously. And I went with Citrus, and I went with my cousin and her nephew and all that. And it was a good time. Probably the big highlight. And I got to block out stuff here. Is I met a bunch of Mario people. So I met Charles Martinet back in September. I had him sign my Mario 3D All-Stars and Luigi's Mansion. But I had him sign for Mario 3D World on the Wii U. I could have also done the Switch version as well, but this one's just got a little bit more room. But Samantha Kelly voices both Peach and Toad, and she was there. Hi, future me. I forgot to mention this. So when I was talking to Peach, I asked her how many times somebody sang the Peaches song from the Mario movie, and she says, you know, at this convention so far, not one. But the previous convention I was at, like every kid did, and I thought that was just a really funny little story. And Kenny James, the voice of Bowser, was there, and you can see the Bowser signature there. He also did Bwahahaha on the Spine, which was great. And what was her name? Laura Faye Smith was Rosalina, who is a bonus character in Mario 3D World. So all four of those voice actors were in the same building at the same time. Hi, future me again. Okay, so when I was talking to Mario, I'm like, hey, I noticed that they put Peach in between you and Bowser, so you have to like protect her and all that stuff. And he says, yeah, they want us to pull her in half, King Solomon style, and I thought that was really funny too. Okay, I think that's all my interruptions. Continue watching the video now, I guess. Okay, bye. And that was just really cool. I got a picture. I didn't think to get a picture of Peach because nobody else did, but they wanted to get a picture of Bowser, and then I met Rosalina after that, and I just thought, oh, yeah, I'll get a picture with her. And then, of course, we all wanted to get a picture with Mario. Now, Charles' line was pretty long, and so unfortunately because of that, we had to speed run through a lot of the convention because we got there at 11. The thing opened at 10. We got there at a little before 11. And with all the autograph lines, we spent probably 3 hours in autograph lines. So between that and the almost hour that we missed just trying to get there, get a spot, and get our tickets and get in the building and all that was another almost hour. So we lost 4 hours out of a thing that was open for 8 hours. So we had 4 hours to explore this massive building. And at first we're like taking our time, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool, that's cool. And I'm like taking notes like I did last year. Like, okay, so if I come back to this booth, these are the things I want to look at again and possibly buy. And there was one booth that had so much cool like import stuff. Not all of it import, because he also had a 32X, which I've been looking for a 32X for like 2 years now, and I haven't found one or bought one yet. I almost got it. And it came with Doom for $120. I'm like, that's a pretty good deal. Somebody bought it, though. And you're like, well, why didn't you just buy it? I'm like, well, like I said, you want to see what everybody else has. Plus, when it came to Mario, since that line was like a 3-hour line, we were taking turns, like 45-minute shifts. So, like, my cousin's like, okay, well, I'll stay in line for 45 minutes, and then you guys come back, and then we'll swap out to somebody else so that way that person can go shopping for a little bit. So, and it worked out pretty well. So, cousin was first, and Citrus was the next 45 minutes, and I was going to relieve Citrus so that way he can go shopping, but I forgot that he was really only there for Mario anyway, so he just hung out in line with me. And then it still took another hour after that. So we would have been in line for quite a while, like from 1 to 3:30 or something, if we would have just gone in line. But I was able to get a little bit of shopping in. Anyway, that guy had the 32X I almost got. He had... I'll go ahead and put that in focus a little bit so that way you have something nice to look at. He also had a couple one-piece Japanese GameCube games, a bunch of Super Famicom games, Pokemon box Japanese. And I'm like, this artwork is beautiful on it, and I was going to get it because the American version is $2,000. The Japanese version was $40. And I'm like, why? Like, I understand why, because it's so cheap. Like, I'm just so mad at myself for not able to get it, or doing my weird, I'll come back to it later after I've seen what everybody else has thing. Because by the time I came back around to, okay, that was the guy that had this, that was the guy that had this, it's like the last hour, hour and a half of the day, so a lot of the stuff is already like bought up. So I was really disappointed with that. Now, the Famicom guy, I was able to get one item from him that I was like, that's pretty cool, I gotta get it. This is a complete in-box Star Fox on Super Famicom. And I've never seen a Super Famicom box before. But yeah, it has the manual and this thing in the game, and and controls. Wow, this. I mean, yeah, there's a little bit of just coloring there, but that's common. But overall, this is in really good shape. Like, whoever had this took good care of his game. It's just, the game's 30 years old, so there's going to be a little bit of coloring to it. But I thought, okay, I can at least get Star Fox. They also had, like, Dragon Quest on Super Famicom, and a couple of the Dragon Ball Z games I already have on Super Famicom. I could have gotten the box for that, and that would be kind of cool, but I just really like this box art for Star Fox. They're like a Muppet type thing or something. Like it's just really cool. Like I said, this is 30 years old. This came out, I think, in 1993. So yeah, this year this game is 30 years old, and I was excited to add it to my collection. So I'll put that up here. I forgot to show this off. So here is my badge, which was really cool. I love it's just a Game Boy Advance, like an off-brand Game Boy Advance, I guess, but this was really cool. I only paid for a day pass, but they gave me a weekend pass, so I could have gone back on Sunday and bought more things, but I spent enough anyway. Like, I walked out of the convention with a single dollar left, so I think I did pretty good. Although, granted, I had to borrow money from Citrus and then pay for his B-dubs, but it was worth it. Yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to show that off because that badge is pretty cool. But what was really interesting, though, the guests had Game Boy Color badges instead of Game Boy Advance badges. It'd be kind of cool to get both, but I'm just a weird collection freak, and I like neat stuff like that, but I don't need that. I don't really even need that anymore, but it's cool, so I'll keep it. Anyway, some other stuff I got. I got Paperboy on Nintendo 64. I've got the original, of course, and now I've got this. There is a Paperboy 2 on NES, so I'll need to get that one. I saw some of the graphics for this. I'm like, man, this game looks hideous. But there's a charm to it I really love, and you can see the gameplay a little bit right there. Yeah, but I was excited to add a couple 64 games to the collection because I got that. I got Dr. Mario 64, which kind of reminds me of Tetris Attack, Panel de Pon kind of thing, where there's multiplayer. So chances are if we play it on the channel, we'll I guess verse each other, which would be kind of cool. Yeah. Anyway, I got a Dr. Mario 64. Excited to add that to the collection. And in my journey of getting all the rare 64 games, and by rare I mean the company Rare, is Blast Corps. So I don't know how many I have left to get. I know I still need Conkers. So Rare originally was a partnership with Nintendo. Now Microsoft owns the rights to them. But Rare did Conker's Bad Fur Day, Diddy Kong Racing, GoldenEye, Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, Donkey Kong Country. So many amazing games on the 64 to the point where I am going to make it my personal thing to collect all the Rare games on the 64. Just because I know they're going to be good. Or at least I have a pretty good... They have a good enough catalog of good games that I can trust even some of the more obscure titles like Blast Corps, for example. So yeah, I was excited to add that. These are all in really good shape as well. I also bought a Joe Schmo Super Smash Brothers on 64, and that one was also in really good shape. Which is funny, because there were some cartridges they had there that were so beat up you couldn't even tell what game it was, and then you had some that looked like they'd never been played. And it's just interesting the difference in quality that you can find there. And so you can find a really good game cheap, but they look like they look like they've been in the trash for the last 30 years. Or you can find a game that's in really, really good shape, but like $100 some, and you're like, That copy of Ocarina is like a $50 game, but you're asking for like $80, stuff like that, unfortunately. But that's kind of the luck of conventions and stuff. Anyway, I got WarioWare Inc. on GameCube. So I was pretty excited to pick this up. I've been looking for this game for a while, and I think he gave me $60 for it, so I got a few dollars off on it. But yeah, this was one I was looking for a while. It's complete, looks in really good shape. So I was excited to add that to the collection. Another GameCube game, because I've been collecting a lot of GameCube games lately, and I guess it's just because I'm starting to realize how, like, in the last couple years, I realized how good the GameCube was and how expensive GameCube games have gotten. I'm like, I gotta collect these GameCube games before I can't get them. Anyway, I got Lost Kingdoms on the GameCube as well. And this is also complete in box in really great shape. And I think I saved $5 on that one. I got both that and Paper Mario Color Splash on the Wii U. I got these at the same booth, and so it was $100, and he's like, "Oh, I'll do 90." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I got I saved $10 to that one, so that's not bad. This one's, I guess you can call that complete in box. I know by Wii U era they didn't really do a lot of manuals anymore, and I know that Color Splash isn't the most loved Paper Mario game. I mean, if people want to play a Paper Mario game, they would say Thousand Year Door, which, by the way, I know is being remade on the Switch. I'm excited for that. And if I ever play that on the channel, I'm like, do I want to play the original, or do I want to play the Switch version? And same with Mario RPG, which comes out in a couple of days. I'm like, do I want to play that on the channel, the Super Nintendo version, or the remake on the Switch? So, you guys tell me on what you guys want to see. Or both. I doubt you guys would want to see both. It's kind of like watching the same game twice. It's almost like playing through Pokemon Diamond and then playing through Pokemon Pearl. It's like, it's basically the same game, but probably not. But similar enough. I don't know. I'm rambling on. Now, this is probably, as far as the games that I bought, this one's probably the highlight, just because you don't see these, like, ever. I got Bug on the Sega Saturn, and it's complete in box, in really great shape. And look at that. So I was really excited to pick this one up, and yeah, this is kind of like a weird. It's like 3D, but it's like 2.5D at the same time. But yeah, it's. I was excited to pick that one up. There's a sequel as well, which I'm still looking for. But I was excited to finally pick up Bug. I've been looking for that for like the past year or so. And I don't have a lot of Saturn games. So, in fact, I can actually just put in my hand all my Sega Saturn games. This is it. This is my entire Sega Saturn collection. Although I guess I do have more Saturn games than Sega CD games, which... well, that's it on Sega CD. So I'd love to get more of both of those, but I know that a lot of those are just stupid expensive, and that's probably why I won't get too many of those, just because the prices are just insane. But anyway, so this is it on my game purchases. So let me know if you see something here that you want to see played on the channel, and I'll put on the list. A few more items I got was a Dead Rising 2 art book, and I've played Dead Rising 2 on the channel, and I just adore at least the 360 era of Dead Rising games. So Dead Rising 1, 2, and Off the Record. I just adore those games. 3, not as much. 4 was better. But I was like flipping through this, and I'm like, hey, how much for this Dead Rising art book. And he's like, oh, I was going to do $5 for both. And I'm like, $5 for both? Like, what are you talking about? I know, I'm just kind of quickly going through this. But just look at that. Look at all the artwork. It's just beautiful. I love art books. They're so cool. He's like, yeah, $5 for both that and the Devil May Cry 4. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even see that. So this one's also very cool. And I was reminded that Devil May Cry was also made by Capcom. But yeah, I got both of these for $5. So this is one I kind of broke the rules of don't buy anything first. Because I'm like, it's $5. Like, that's kind of a no-brainer to just get both of these since it was $5 for the pair. I guess if you want to see a video where we actually like look this a little bit more, but I mean, I'm kind of showing you kind of the gist of this little art book already. Oh, that's a nice shot there. But yeah, I got both of those together, and the other thing I was really excited about, and also if you want to see me go through these on the channel, I'll happily go through these because I only opened these just to see when they came out. But I got my very first Nintendo Power magazine. I mean, not the first, but my first. This is for Mario 3. I checked the date, and this was like March and April of 1990. And it outside of, obviously it's missing the poster, but aside from that, it looks to be in pretty good shape. So, yeah, if you guys want to go through a Nintendo Power magazine on the channel, I'll happily go through that. I got both that and this one, which I'm like, oh, it's promoting Metroid. So, it was going to be, like, I was thinking of the original for some reason. And I'm like, oh, that would have been, like, 1987, which I know would have predated Nintendo Power. But it's Metroid 2, which obviously you can see there, oh, Galactic New Game Boy hit. So it's advertising Metroid 2. And I guess I should have known when you see Super NES there that obviously it's not the original Metroid. But I guess it could have been Super Metroid on the Super Nintendo. But yeah, this is advertising Metroid 2 on the Game Boy. And I checked this one. This was like November or something of 91. So yeah, I got both of those. Again, if you want to see either of these read on the channel, I'll be like, yeah, let's do it. Because I think it'd be really cool to just go through these together. I have a few other books I want to do that with. I have this old Atari like mini catalog, like a pocket catalog type thing, that came out in 1981. I'd love to go through that on the channel. And so if that interests you, let me know. We can go through that. And I have a few other little things that we can go through as well. Last Christmas time we went through this, but I was going to talk about this earlier this summer, but had some things come up. But maybe I don't know, maybe soon we can go through the summer of 2003 Nintendo catalog. I also have the winter of 03, which I'll probably talk about later this year as well. So yeah, like I said, if you want to see some like book type stuff on the channel, stuff like this, let me know. I'd love to go through this because this stuff just fascinates me, and I'm sure it fascinates some of you guys too. So yeah, that is what I got. Got some really exciting stuff here, and I'm excited to show that off and share it with you guys. And like I said, if there's any of these that you want to see played on the channel or read on the channel, let me know. I'll write them down, and I'll try to get it together with Citrus or Kajinama or Phoenix or whatever mixture of them, and we'll try to make it happen. Things are difficult because of family issues, so it's time to find some time to record, but I'm trying to make do, But before you go, don't forget to like the video and subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified when we do go through that Nintendo catalog or Blast Core or whatever. That way you'll know, and you'll get the little notification, all that stuff. Also, I have a Facebook page where I mostly just post these videos, but if I get a little bit bigger, we might do a little poll of, do you guys want to see Paperboy or Bug? And you guys can vote on what game you see next on the channel. Just as a fun, interactive type thing. I also have an Instagram that I forget that I have until I make a video like this where I'm like, oh yeah, I've got an Instagram. But, yeah, you might see cool stuff like maybe that Star Fox complete in box. Maybe I'll take some pictures of that and post it on Instagram. Or just a random game off my shelf here. Like maybe I'll talk about Bug, because it's complete in box, and you don't see that game every day like you would see some of the Mario games. But, I mean, I'll take pictures of Mario games too on Instagram if... Yeah, anyway, yeah, I'm rambling on at this point, but I'm almost done. The other thing that's really important is Discord, where I have a Discord where we talk about, well, all the stuff of video games, of course, and anime-related stuff, and Pokemon stuff, and we post memes, and, yeah, it's just a fun community where we have fun, hang out, nerd out, as I always say. And, just let me know if you want to join. I'll send you an invite. Doesn't cost you anything. Yeah. Well, I guess I should go and let you guys continue on with the rest of your day, but stick around for I got plenty of videos on this channel, Let's Play stuff, and other things that I thought would be kind of fun to do. So I hope you enjoy your time here on the channel. I hope you enjoy your time on my Discord and Instagram and everything else. But until then, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day.